When I first arrived at the University of Arizona, I didn't know anyone and didn't know where to go. Over time, I started finding people and spaces where I felt more at home, and that process made me want to help others feel that sense of connection too. That's part of what drew me to this class. I wanted to support students who might also be trying to figure things out. Hello, my name is Rachel Barton. I grew up in Bullhead City, Arizona, a small town where only about 13% of the population has a bachelor's degree or higher. In high school, I saw a lack of guidance, teachers struggling with classroom control, and administrators unsure how to improve morale. These challenges take time to fix, but I want to be part of the solution. I'm majoring in leadership and learning innovation with a minor in special education and rehabilitation. My hometown is mostly white and only 1% of the population is Native American, so I'll be honest, before coming to the University of Arizona, I didn't know much about Native communities or their experiences in education. Still, our schools didn't have a lot of resources, and while I'll never pretend that my experiences match what Native students go through, I do understand what it's like to be unsure of your place in higher education. That changed when I joined Native Student Outreach, Access, and Resiliency. Native SOAR introduced me to a whole new awareness of Native American youth, of cultural identity, of systematic injustice, and the deep resilience within Indigenous communities. Through readings like Native Presence and Sovereignty in College, I learned the importance of peer support and cultural validation. Amanda Cicchini describes how having mentors who reflect your values and experiences can completely change how you see yourself in higher education. That helped me shift how I view mentorship, not as leading but as listening, and not guiding from the front but walking alongside. Mentoring Native high school students has been one of the most meaningful parts of my college experience, not just because I was helping someone, but because those sessions reminded me why I chose this path in the first place. I've always loved working with kids and being the person they can turn to. One day during a session focused on future planning, some of the students told me they didn't have a plan, they weren't sure what came next. So we just talked. We talked about how it's completely okay to not have it figured out, how plans can change, and how there are so many paths out there worth exploring. It wasn't a heavy conversation, but it was honest, and I think sometimes that's exactly what students need. That's one thing I loved most about mentoring, the conversations that came up naturally. I loved just talking with them about life, goals, college, or even how their day was going. The authors of Developments Beyond the Asterisks emphasize how central family and community are to Native student success. They write, thus, to support Native college students in giving back, institutions must also support Native students in maintaining close relationships with their families and communities throughout college. That line resonated with me. I've always leaned on my family and go to them for everything. I saw that same value not only in my mentees, but in many of my peers, in how they talked about home, their support systems, and the people they carry with them. During one of our last mentoring sessions, we asked the mentees to write down their favorite lessons, icebreakers, or takeaways on a sticky note. All semester long, I'd hoped we were making a difference, but I wasn't always sure. Reading their notes was so affirming. Some mentees wrote down memories from the very beginning of the semester, things I didn't even realize had stuck. Others said they were sad the program was ending. One wrote that Native SOAR helped them embrace their identity, and another said they were able to meet other Native identifying students they usually wouldn't interact with during the school day. That was the moment I realized I can make a difference, just by being consistent, listening, and creating a space for them to be themselves. Beyond the Asterisks reminds us that Indigenous epistemologies and knowledge systems are based on relationships. That simple truth helped me understand why showing up, even in small ways, matters more than I ever realized. Before Native SOAR, I thought I wanted to go into educational research. I've always admired how educational psychology works to understand learning and improve systems, and I still do. However, through mentoring, I realized that my strengths and passions are more personal. I don't just want to study students, I want to support them directly. That's why I shifted from educational psychology to school psychology. So, what did I take away from Native SOAR? Believe in every student and help them see it in themselves. Listen more than you speak. Be present, and the importance of building connections with students, staff, faculty, and the community. Native SOAR didn't just help me find my place, it helped me become the kind of person who helps others find theirs. This experience changed me, and more importantly, it taught me.